Welcome back to the Elwin channel, a place where we share all kinds of content ranging from life, health, history, to design. If Jupiter should hurl a bolt whenever men sin, his armory would quickly be empty. Ovid. Interesting fact number 1. The planet Jupiter has a great red spot that is apparently a furiously swirling red cyclone, or specifically a vortex that is so huge it can even swallow up the Earth as a whole. Fact number 2. The pressure and atmospheric strength of Jupiter is so incredibly strong that it acts as a vacuum cleaner to its surroundings. Its gravitational pull is so strong that it can either suck up little objects instantaneously or projectile them away with intense force. Get this, it actually acts as a protector of planet Earth because it throws off all things that can potentially destroy us, such as comets and asteroids. We think it's a good idea to stay away from Jupiter. Fact number 3. In Latin, the name for Thursday was Jovis Dias, from which we get the word jueves in Spanish, as well as jeudi in French, and in words like jovial in English. So far, we covered 3 planets throughout our Planetary Series: Mercury, Venus, and Mars. Today, we have for you the 4th installment, and it's a super fascinating one, trust us, and that's the planet Jupiter. Being the 5th planet away from the Sun right after Mars, it is also the largest planet in the entire solar system. It's kind of overwhelming to think about its enormity in comparison to, well, everything. Try to wrap your head around this one if you can. Jupiter is about 87,000 miles in diameter, as opposed to Earth's 7,900 miles in diameter. In its entirety, Jupiter is so massive that it still measures to twice the size of all of our planets put together. Pretty much, it can contain up to 1,300 plus Earths simultaneously. And for that specific reason, among many others, it was named Jupiter after the most powerful god within the Roman mythology. Coming in the 5th position away from the Sun, it does get unbelievably cold in the outer parts of the planet, dipping to as low as 160 degrees Fahrenheit below zero. However, the closer we go towards its core or into the atmosphere, the denser and hotter it gets. Additionally, it rotates or spins on its axis faster than any of our other planets, making the days go by pretty quickly at only 10 hours fitting into one day, as opposed to, say, Earth's 24 hours. If you think time flies here on Earth, maybe think again. Nevertheless, despite its short and sweet rotation speed, it takes a very long time for it to revolve around the Sun, taking up all of the duration of 12 Earth years, which is the equivalent of 4,333 Earth days. Although not many scientific efforts have been taking place to visit the whereabouts of Jupiter, astronomers are still passionate to uncover further mysteries about this king planet, mainly because they believe that Jupiter could point them to age-old answers about the origins of the world. After all, scientists have long believed that Jupiter was the first existing planet within the solar system, a planet that was created by what they believe were masses of gas diffused into the space around it, all from the remaining gas that came from the creation of the Sun. Here's a super fascinating thing though. As much as we would want to land any of our technology like roving probes, as we have done with Mars, or at the very least, such terrestrial planets that actually have solid surfaces for us to land on, Jupiter is an enigma which is made up of gas. Yep, you heard that right. It's not a truly solid planet that can be physically touched, but rather it's a dense and crushing atmosphere full of deadly winds and storms that will never allow anything to pass near or through it without being destroyed first. The main material that composes Jupiter is hydrogen, making it extremely fluid as if it were an endless ocean. Scientists have likened it to the suffocating pressure that takes place when a submarine descends further down into the dark unknown. So while it is a huge mess of gas, it is anything but light and fluffy. With such overwhelming characteristics and, quite frankly, frightening aspects of Jupiter, the planet, it is no wonder that ancient Romans decided to name it after the Roman mythological god, originally known as Jupiter or Jove, the king of their great pantheon, also known as their deity temple. Of course, it goes without saying that he was a Roman reiteration of the Greek mythological god, who in this case is named Zeus. Specifically speaking for the Romans, he was worshipped as a god of the heavens and the skies, making him the deity of social order, law, and justice. He was said to have had a very tumultuous beginning, with Saturn as his biological father, who also had a tyrannical father of his own. When Saturn had overthrown his own father, he adopted the same horrible qualities as his own dad, and thus began to devour all of his children. When his wife, known as Ops, couldn't take it any longer, she hid her precious Jupiter and tricked her husband, resulting in sequences of events that ultimately led Jupiter to take over the throne, or in this case, the galaxy. And that is how he became highly venerated as a Roman god of order in all of the heavenlies. We hope you enjoyed today's episode on our Planetary Series. Please make sure to tune in to the next week's episode, and then like and subscribe for more videos.